What up, everybody? It's Lonnie here, ChartsNLabs, your armadillo army soldier. Throwing together a little video here for Texitcoin and Iskander. A lot of people are asking a lot of questions, and while we are still learning, we are still learning a lot of the fine details. I can give a breakdown of some of the macro details or the outside details. Um, One of the common things and some confusion on them is how the mining and stuff is going to all work. So that's kind of what I'm going to focus on, so that you can see the difference of what they are. So this is becoming an ecosystem of multiple independent mining networks. TXC and Iskander are both layer one individual networks of themselves who are working together inside a internal system or ecosystem for kind of a global redundancy. So this is educational, discussion only. We're going to talk about how they work together and also independently. So what is this TEXIT ecosystem? This is a family of independent layer one proof of work blockchains. Proof of work meaning they're mined. These are regionally anchored mining operations. TXC is going to be in Texas and Iskander's in Dubai. They are designed to support each other without depending on each other. So they are adding to the strength of each other's network and the total ecosystem in itself, while not necessarily relying on each other. So phase one was TXC, building that foundational core piece for the rest to work. Phase two was starting to do the utility and how the utility of each one of these individuals will work. Phase three is going international with that original foundational piece of TXC and basically implementing its strengths into other parts of the world to expand geographically. So a lot of you are already familiar with TXC, but let's break this down so you can see some of these and how they differ to Iskander. Layer one proof of work, it's mining. It is in Texas, only in Texas. It is permission-based mining. Permission versus permissionless. When it's permissionless, it's open source, meaning that anybody can mine it. That's like Bitcoin, for example. When it's a permission-based mining, meaning that only internal or if you're allowed, you have to basically have permission to in order to mine it. Not anybody can come in and do it. It's a script lineage from the Litecoin family, so it's a Litecoin fork, just kind of optimized to be a little bit faster and have a little bit cheaper fees. 3-minute blocks, Litecoin is 4, for example. In each one of those blocks, there's 254 coins. The mine is going to be a 100 terahash, 100 million mega hash is what a lot of people like to say because it sounds bigger, but 100 terahash. We have extremely low transaction fees. Currently, right now, TXC is traded on 11 exchanges. One of the things that's cool for TXC that gives it some strength and help operate is it merge mines Litecoin, DOGE, and Bells, meaning that you're mining multiple coins at the same time. Those coins cannot mine TXC, but TXC can mine and take chunks of the blocks from those coins. That's merge mining. Iskander comes in. It's another independent layer one proof of work coin that's based in Dubai. It is also permission based, meaning that only those with that permission code can mine it. So meaning the TEXIT mines and the Iskander mines have permission to mine each other's coin. Cool thing is this is called cross mining, which is a little bit different than merge mining. So cross mining, meaning that TXC gives permission to ISK in order to mine TXC, and ISK gives TXC permission to mine ISK. Using their hashing power, they're both mining both. That TXC mine over here pulls out it helps pull out the blocks and the hash power, and it yields a certain amount of coins. It has its TXC coins and it has its Iskander coins. It sends the Iskander coins to the ISK mine so that it can be distributed through that mining pool. ISK does the same thing. Over in Dubai, its mines pull both TXC and Iskander. It holds on to its ISK, sends its TXC coins to TXC, and it receives the Iskander coins that the TXC mined. The pools are independent, but the hashing power is shared, creating a stronger, redundant, and more of a decentralized mining network. 3-minute blocks also, 312 coins per block instead of the 254. Would also be another 100 terahash mine. It's also going to merge mine the Litecoin, Doge, and Bells. So why do they look similar? They're using the Litecoin fork. They are proof of work design, operational consistency, easier global replication. This is what's going on. As phase 3 is the separate mining operations, but it's going across cross borders. So merge mining, this is where one mine secures multiple blockchains. One mine, being the TXC and the ISK mines, are also securing these Litecoin and Dogecoin and Bells coin because those are open source and permissionless. This the additional revenue is what's helping the one-time fee of becoming a miner, because mines cost money to operate, high electricity demand, the equipment is expensive, and maintenance and all that is on those. So those have to be paid for, but there's only a one-time mining transaction to become a miner. So by having these merge mine to pull out the Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Bells coin, you can use that revenue to pay for itself for operations so that that TXC yield can continue and the ISK yield as well. So cross mining is the difference. It's an internal ecosystem. All of these guys within the ecosystem are being able to go within this permission. TXC is securing ISK, ISK is securing TXC, as well as the future regional mines will participate as well. This is internal redundancy, stronger network resilience from within. The merge mining is that external efficiency, revenue optimization. Cross mining is internal resilience, security reinforcement, because they're operating inside the permission structure. So this is what is very important with what they bring to each other. Redundancy. It's a word that you're going to hear a lot of times with proof of work coins. By separating the geographic risk, meaning that you look at it as if these are power hubs, and if they're all in the same area, something happens there specifically, they all go out. But if you separate them and put them across the world, something can happen in Texas and not affect the mine. Something can happen in Dubai and not affect the mine. They're still going to be able to pull and still be able to operate daily. And the more widespread you get, you can't see just one go down, and the more that come up, the stronger it becomes. There's also a regulatory diversification. Because it's in multiple areas, this provides security in operating and making sure that it is a safe network. Prove long-term survivability. Sorry, getting blown up. Independent reinforcement does not. So TXC does not rely on Iskander, and Iskander doesn't rely on TXC. They could both operate. If the Iskander mines go down, TXC still mines. If TXC goes down, Iskander still mines. The cool thing is that they're also going to be pulling each other's blocks so that they will both operate. Because right now, if something was to happen to the TXC network, there would be no mining operations. So this is going to support that, strengthen that. All chains will be stronger. This allows markets and utilities to evolve independently and more securely. So for the future expansion of Phase 3, we're looking at Africa, South America, Southeast Asia, and Bobby hinted at one more additional possibility to be announced. Each one is going to be permission-based so that they only operate within each other and they only mine each other, keeping the network strong and doesn't allow any outside mining dilution. 100 terahash, and so they're going to be a globally distributed proof of work mesh of this ecosystem, decentralized geographically, independent chains that be resilient within the permission system. So similar design, proven security, make sure that they're independent chains, independent networks, there's no dependency on each other, cross-mined for redundancy, strengthens the ecosystem, but that they don't affect each other much beyond that. This isn't one coin having network across everywhere because they're separate networks. It's a network of independent, it's a multi-network is a better way to say that, of independent blockchains designed to make each other stronger. So people have been asking a lot um, on what could directly affect TXC's value out of this. And what you're seeing is minimal selling pressure because there's not a lot going on. But there's people who got in fairly early and were using the commissions from the network sales and the affiliate program as income. And looking to replace that income, one of the things that they're doing is selling TXC to compensate for that. Well, if they get into Iskander and go grow out Iskander, now they have a new source of that of those sales commissions that they can earn, giving them that income that they need to stop selling TXC and allow TXC to reestablish its value. I'm very excited to see the selling pressure ease, especially with the new participation in the market, that this should really drive the price back up, and we could see a lot of people getting some decent action, between the bots and between the new participation, getting more coins. And if we could get some more value out of this, it'd be really nice to see a lot of people win. Right now, another question that a lot of people are asking is, what exchanges will Iskander be on? Got to remember, the framework of these coins is that they're mined from zero. There was no pre-mine, there's no set dilution. So in order to be on an exchange, there has to be coins. You can't just magically put coins for sale that do not exist. So we have to wait till the coins are mined. Right now, there's an agreement with Bitmart, which is one of the main ones for TXC. And then I think I also heard that Dex trade was likely going to be possible, so that you'll see at least those two. And then realistically, and even WeX is the one that's not included on this, but you have to think that the TEXIT ecosystem already has a relationship with these, and these guys have all already launched TXC. Likely, they would all be willing to launch Iskander once it's available. Can't go too fast, and you can't put it on every exchange, because in order for there to be coins for sale on every exchanges, those exchanges need coins. So being proof of work, mined from zero, off network, all these coins are being mined directly into people's cold storage wallets, and there's going to have to be some enticing to get them for sale. So if they're not sold, there's no price to be established to know what the value of it is necessarily. You're also seeing talks of Binance, and Binance has a couple programs for rollout that have some specific needs, and part of it is that you need to have the liquidity and have the coins to list. So that part's all going to be too determined. Just assume that likely down the road you're going to see the same exchanges coming live for Iskander as you do for TXC, and I would also include Binance as a very likely source, which is a great tier 1 exchange, very highly ranked, and top used exchange is going to get some great visibility. Also also another subtle effect that's going to kind of help TXC is exposure. Anywhere that Iskander is seen, and it's mentioned in reference to the TEXIT ecosystem, is now going to bring exposure to Texitcoin. Right now, in order to become a Iskander miner, you also have to be a Texitcoin miner. So a good gift to those who are in the Texitcoin community is that they kind of get the first rights to roll into Iskander, but it also brings in that new excitement for Iskander on the international level. They have to double back and come and check out TXC. So the fears of TXC being dumped for the new hot toy should be set aside. They are helping each other. There was also Iskander was being worked on way back here, and when TXC was rolling. And once you start the project, if you're like, cool, this is going a lot faster than I think, I got to start going on the next phase. I want to keep this hype. You don't plan for a pullback and you don't plan for macro pressures. And then even once they happen, a lot of things, the ball's already rolling. You got to go with it. So people that are trying to act like Iskander is taking away the glory days of TXC and we need to just solely focus on TXC. TXC is all that it is, where all the focus that's given to TXC is on the table still. Iskander is going to relieve it of some of the selling pressure, which is going to allow the price to go up, which is going to put positive energy and positive sentiment back into TXC's ballpark. That's great help. Iskander is doing that. That is what TXC needs. Not necessarily focus, and doesn't need anyone to keep talking about it like, hey guys, we really need TXC. TXC needs to show its value a lot more, and removing the selling pressure is going to help alleviate that. If it takes getting them to go into another project and pushing that one, that's great. Let the commissions roll out there, and we'll see what TX value is. As soon as the value comes up, then the mine becomes more desirable. More people buy the mine. It all snowballs again. It's a big giant snowball. One thing starts it, and then it continues. So thank you for checking out this little video. I wanted to clarify some things about Iskander and the design side and the coin side itself. I know everybody's still anxiously waiting the comp plan and all of that. And a lot of people are asking also about the utility of Iskander. Fun fact, most of the founders of Layer 1 projects do not design the Layer 2 utilities. The Layer 2s are opened up for everybody to design. So just like Texitcoin, who's being spoiled that Bobby is actually designing and spearheading one of the Layer 2s, the first one, and creating the utility for its own coin to showcase the value of the Layer 2, that's really spoiling the community, because the community is supposed to design the Layer 2s. Solana, Ethereum, and all those other coins, the founders are not designing every utility. The community is around it. So for Iskander, the same thing. If they want a community currency, sure, it would be a possibility, and Downtown Digital Dollars is likely going to be able to showcase the value in that. That could make that exciting. It's not quite as big over there as it is in Texas, so it might not be a necessity, but that doesn't mean that there's not other Layer 2s that could be out there and could be built. And Texitcoin will showcase what Iskander can do once this network is fully established and the Layer 2s are rolling out. I'm thinking it's going to be very soon. I'm hoping by March that we see some Layer 2s rolling out. Like I said, I have one ready to roll. Look forward to breaking it out and showing it off, and it'll be very exciting, as it'll be another utility, and hopefully it opens up the door for many utilities to come out. It'd be awesome to see 50 Layer 2s on the Texitcoin network and really show it off how valuable, how strong it is, between the redundancies with that Iskander's bringing, and the transaction fees being so low, and it could really kickstart both TXC itself and ISK. So they are together but separate, same but different. So hope that helps everybody with a little bit of understanding, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.